Say it again.
I said black people do not go in the woods. Not wolves. To the wolves.
Without your hunting knife. We're totally safe. So we just got back from our hike. We went to Tulsa to Turkey Mountain and did some hiking. We had a blast, right, Abby?
Yes. We got new lipstick.
We got new lipstick. It smells amazing.
Yeah, it
Those
actually
beauty
stinks.
people.
Mine smells like chocolate, and then hers smells like Swedish fish.
Swedish fish, there you have it. Got a good workout in. We're feeling good. We're feeling strong. Got some fresh air. It was cold. Just like 38 degrees or so at the end of our little climb.
Yeah, my nose was freezing now.
Our noses are still a little red. Hope you're having a great day, and I'll check in a bit. Hi friends, it's a new day. It's a blank canvas to start the day fresh. It's actually the middle of the afternoon, but I got up this morning, made a healthy smoothie for my daughter and I. It was just, she and I had this weekend together, and so we decided, let's go hiking. So we jumped in the car, picked up a friend, and hit some trails. Nothing too difficult, but it was just fun. It was just good to get out and get some fresh air and just kind of explore, be a little adventurous, you know, run, jump, hike, all that fun stuff. So I hope you're having a great day wherever you may be. And as I was out, as I started this morning and being out in the fresh air, I was thinking about some things. And one of the things I was thinking about is, you know, when I first started, and like how many times like I started trying to become healthier or more health-minded and struggled and would go back and forth. And it seems like most of my adult life, and of course definitely during the years I was having babies, my weight would fluctuate so much. I would have a year that was a great year and I was in great shape and, you know, my health was in check, and then I would just have another, the next year would be like down, and I would be heavy and miserable, and then I would get motivated, and then I would go up, and then I would go down. So years of that. A place that I had gotten to a couple of years leading up into 2015, I don't think I realized, but I was dealing with some just a downtime in my life, and it was having such an effect on my perspective and my like willpower. Like I was just bogged down, and all my life I've always been so strong, and like once I decide to do something, I just take charge and I go, you know, full speed ahead. And for some reason I had reached a point where I just couldn't I couldn't find that place in myself, that drive. It was like it was gone, and it felt very self-defeating. So what do I do? I mean, I can't even conjure up the willpower to want to make a change, much less make one. So I went through quite a long phase of that. And you know, they say that you don't really make a genuine change until you're just sick of being where you're at. And I think I finally reached that point. I made some pretty drastic changes in my life, things that were just holding me down, and they weren't good for me. They were just things that kind of like kept me bogged down and wouldn't allow me to be myself. And so, you know, things started to change, and I started to, you know, remove negative influences and then began to remove negative habits. Like I said, you know, going into 2015, I had an injury, so that kind of instigated like, I have to make a change. I'll never forget standing in the neurosurgeon's x-ray room with my x-rays up on this, you know, beautifully lit screen, and I could see my spine and all the disc issues with my spine, and I could see like the outline of my rolls right around my back, and I was like, oh dear, this is not good. That was kind of my moment, my defining moment, where I was like, no more, I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm gonna do it right. No more shortcuts, no more like pop this pill and it'll make you feel great and lose weight. it's just bullshit. Just plain and simple. That's what it is. I'm not saying that all supplements are bad and, you know, they have their place. But for me, it had become what it is for a lot of people, which was like, I'll just take this and then magically something's going to change. And it doesn't work that way. The reality is nothing worth having comes easily. So it's really just a matter of doing it. But what happens before that? How do you get to that point? I mean, it's really easy to say that. Just do it, right? Just do it. Just sounds so easy. But the problem is that so much of the time what leads into that is a mental battle. I mean, really everything in life really starts in the mind. Every battle, every struggle, it starts with fighting it in the mind. You can't necessarily change the external, at least overnight, but you have to start in the mind. So the biggest hurdle that I think a lot of people face is, in order to be successful, you have to believe that you can be successful, that you can conquer this, that you can own this, that you can change this. You're the only one that can, and you're in control. You have that power. Not one person is born with more willpower than the other. It's just a matter of maybe they've recognized and owned that. So you got to dig deep and you got to find that. You've got to find a way to believe. And sometimes you just have to keep saying it until you believe it. Maybe every day you have to wake up and tell yourself, I got this. You know, look in the mirror and say, you're beautiful. Your body's beautiful. You're changing. You're going to make good choices today. You know, whatever it takes, do that. I've done that. I write things on the mirror all the time. My words for the year, I write on the mirror, because there's something about that mind connection. Once it's set here, everything else will follow, right? This is the hard part right here. This is the battle right here in every area of life. So I have adapted something that is personal to me that I kind of came up with, and it's an acronym, T.U.F.F, T-U-F-F. The first T stands for thoughts. So again, it's going back to your mind. What are your thoughts set on? Are you programming your mind for success? Are you motivating yourself from within? Because that's where it starts. So you find what works for you. Everyone's a little different here. I personally love motivational clips. I love quotes. I love to look at pictures of athletes and videos of athletes or competitors, people that just have their stuff together, that are focused, and their mind is narrowed in on the goal, right? And they've got their blinders on. They're not going to let the negative influences affect them. They're just going to, nope, we're going, we've got a goal here. I know where I'm going, and that's where I'm going. Those are great things for me because it always keeps my mind in check, right? They can do it, I can do it. And why wouldn't I do it? You know? So find what works for you. Music is great. For me, I'm very moved by music. So one of the things I do is play music when I'm around the house. It keeps me moving. It keeps my attitude in a good place. It keeps my, my spirit lighter. When I work out, I use the Southpaw soundtrack a lot because it's aggressive and it pushes me more. When I'm writing or when I'm meditating, I'll use Pandora and put on Deepak Chopra's channel. He's like my homeboy. He's my namaste homeboy. He is phenomenal for meditations and affirmations. I've incorporated that in every day. Affirmations. I do sleep hypnosis at night. So basically whatever you need to do, you do you, boo. I mean, whatever it takes, you're worth it. And you got to do it because you don't want to be leaving behind a legacy or training the people that are watching you to be miserable like you may be right now. The second one is understanding. So you have your thoughts. Now you got to understand why. Why are these thoughts so prevalent in your mind? At what point did you get off track? What patterns do you have in your life that are creating these stumbling blocks? You have to acknowledge and understand those things. So patterns being a thought process, maybe, what's leading into that. It could be external things with maybe people that you're around, maybe friendships that you have, relationships that you have that are negative and poisonous to a positive environment. You got to cut that stuff loose. It drains every ounce of good energy out of your body, and you're just not going to be able to get very far forward if you've got people wrapped around your arms and like just pulling you back. It's not worth it. So move on. Like, wish them well and move forward. Okay? Focus. Where's your focus? What's your goal? What do you want to become? What do you want to overcome? Maybe you're goal oriented and you want to train for something. Maybe that's how you motivate yourself right now. That's fantastic. I had a trainer tell me that one time, a personal trainer that said, don't ever just work out, but train for something. It pushes you, right? Because you have a goal in mind. So find a focal point. Find that thing that's most important to you, and don't let anything skew you from that focus. Don't let anything cloud your vision. Just focus. Focus on what's ahead and do whatever it takes to get to that point, right? Hold steady. You can do this, I promise. The last one is fitness. And fitness literally, you can look it up in the dictionary, it literally means health. Okay, so this is kind of all the way around. You can be mentally fit, emotionally fit, physically fit. There's all kinds of ways to be fit. So fitness is kind of an all-encompassing, at least in this situation. So, it's a matter of, again, focusing, putting your time into something. Invest in yourself. Again, because you're worth it. Invest in yourself. This is what you have, right? This is your body. This is your health. You're really about the only person that can control this. So do what's necessary to preserve it. Invest in your emotional health, your mental health, your physical health, right? It's all part of it. It's all part of the fitness plan. Create a space. Even if it's just mentally, create a space for happiness, for joy, for peace, for love, for acceptance, for assurance, all of these things. Create a space that you can go to when you're struggling, that you can retrieve those things, right? Because if you are investing in yourself, you're always depositing into that space. You're always putting into that space those things, so that when you're struggling, you can pull from those areas. Get alone, get quiet, just relax, right? Just breathe. If nothing else, just sit and breathe for a few minutes, and then go to that space and take what you need. Because if you've been investing in yourself, you're going to have abundance in those areas. Sit down and say, my goal is fill in the blank. And so it is. Exclamation point. So what is your goal? My goal is, and so it is. You're as good as there. Once you've declared that out loud, once you've said, this is my goal, it's just a matter of following through. And you can do that. And you just keep on doing it. It's just one day at a time. That's all it is. Don't look for these quick fixes. Screw that. Who cares about that? That has nothing to do with investing in yourself and health. That has everything to do with not liking yourself and wanting to hurry up and change it. Don't go down that road. It's self-deprecating. It's not good. Focus on investing in yourself. And who cares if it takes you a year? Who cares if it takes you 2 years? It took you longer than that to get to this point, right? I mean, you're probably more than 2 years old if you're watching this. So you can look back a year from now and be like, wow, okay, so these are all the things that happen in a year. It'll be here before you know it. Just relax. Just take one step at a time. Find what works for you and do it because you're worth it. I hope you're having a great day today. I hope this was an encouragement to you. Please subscribe, give it a like, and comment. Tell me what you'd like to talk about. If there's anything that, if you've been through a struggle and you're conquering that, how are you doing that? Like, I would love to hear that. I would love to hear some success stories. If you're struggling and just need a word of encouragement, write that, put that in the comment section. We'll talk. But anyways, I hope that you're having a great day. Seize the day, invest in yourself. Just make today a great day, because that's all you have control of right now. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Mwah! Oh my word. Lemon drops. Can we talk about it? Totally obsessed. Like, when I'm doing my homework for school, I could like literally eat this whole bag. It's a problem.